The deep ocean is a world of immense pressure and perpetual darkness. It is the last true wilderness on our planet. But beneath the waves, a silent and deadly game is constantly being played. This is the realm of the submarine, a place where seeing is not as important as hearing. Submarine warfare is a contest of ghosts. The first one to detect the other almost always wins. A submarine's greatest weapon is not its torpedoes or its missiles. It is its ability to remain completely unheard, a phantom gliding through the abyss, its presence unknown until it is far too late. For decades, this underwater game of cat and mouse has defined naval strategy. The hunter and the hunted move through the same dark waters. Sound travels much farther and faster in water than in air. Every churn of a propeller, every hum of a reactor, every clank of a pipe creates a sonic signature. This signature is like a fingerprint, unique to each vessel. But now, the strategic calculus of the deep is changing. A new predator has entered the ocean, one that challenges the established order. This new player is known as the Yasen-Class submarine. It represents a leap forward in underwater warfare, a silent hunter designed to dominate the depths and project power across the globe. The story of the Yasen-Class begins in the twilight of the Soviet Union. Even as the superpower was beginning to crumble, its top naval designers at the Malachit Marine Engineering Bureau were dreaming of a new kind of submarine. They envisioned a vessel that could do it all. It would be a hunter-killer, capable of tracking enemy submarines and destroying surface warships. It would also be a strike platform, able to launch long-range cruise missiles at targets deep inland. This multi-mission concept was a departure from the specialized designs of the past. It was incredibly ambitious. The first submarine of this new class, the Severodvinsk, or K-560, was laid down in 1993. This was a difficult time for Russia. The nation was in economic turmoil following the collapse of the USSR. Funding for the military, especially for complex and expensive projects like a new generation submarine, was scarce. Construction on the Severodvinsk proceeded in fits and starts. The project was delayed, redesigned, and at times seemed on the verge of cancellation altogether. For nearly 2 decades, the hull sat incomplete, a symbol of a once mighty naval ambition now seemingly out of reach. Despite the immense challenges, the work never completely stopped. Finally, with a resurgence in Russia's economy and a renewed focus on military modernization, the project gained new life. The Severodvinsk was finally launched in 2010, and after extensive sea trials was commissioned into the Russian Navy in 2014. The subsequent submarines of the class, starting with the Kazan, were built to a modified and improved design, known as the Yasen-M. At its core, the Yasen-Class submarine is a nuclear-powered attack submarine, SSN, with the capabilities of a guided missile submarine, SSGN. This hybrid nature makes it versatile and dangerous, powered by a 4th-generation KPM-type pressurized water nuclear reactor. Reactor designed to be incredibly quiet. Reactor expected to last the submarine's entire service life without refueling. That gives the Yasen virtually unlimited range and endurance. It can stay submerged for months, limited only by food. Hull made of low magnetic steel, harder to detect with magnetic anomaly detectors, MAD, used by patrol aircraft. Hull shape is hydrodynamically optimized, designed to move with minimal resistance and noise. Large spherical sonar array in the bow. The Irtish Amphora sonar system gives the Yasen the ability to hear faint sounds from very far away. Torpedo tubes located mid-ship. Placement is to accommodate the powerful bow sonar, believed capable of over 30 knots submerged. That speed lets it outrun surface ships and reposition quickly. Can dive to around 600 meters, nearly 2,000 feet. Designed for crew comfort, unusually for a military sub. Crew size about 64 thanks to automation. Habitability keeps sailors at peak performance during long patrols, making the submarine a more effective weapon system overall. When discussing advanced submarines, comparisons are inevitable. The primary rivals to the Yasen-Class in the underwater arena are the latest submarines from the United States and the United Kingdom. American Virginia-Class, American Seawolf-Class, British Astute-Class. For years, the American Seawolf-Class was considered the undisputed king of the deep, a vessel of astonishing quietness and capability built to hunt Soviet submarines in their own backyard. The Virginia-Class is its more modern, multi-mission successor, produced in greater numbers. The Yasen-Class is often compared directly to the Virginia-Class, as both are modern, multi-role platforms. The Russian design is larger and carries a heavier and more diverse missile armament. The Yasen's 8 vertical launch system, or VLS tubes, can fire a variety of powerful anti-ship cruise missiles and land attack cruise missiles, giving it a formidable strike capability. Against the British Astute class, the comparison is also tight. The Astute is renowned for its extremely sophisticated sonar systems, which are said to be able to detect ships leaving a harbor from across the entire Atlantic Ocean. Both the Astute and the Yasen are incredibly quiet platforms, pushing the boundaries of stealth technology. Where the Yasen may have an edge is in its raw firepower and rugged construction, a hallmark of Russian military engineering designed from the keel up to be a master of all trades. The most terrifying aspect of the Yasen-Class is its silence. You know, a submarine's noise level is the single most important factor in its survival and combat effectiveness. Russian engineers poured decades of experience and research into making the Yasen an acoustic black hole. The effort actually begins with the nuclear reactor mounted on isolation rafts. These systems act as shock absorbers, preventing reactor vibrations from reaching the hull and radiating into the water. Every piece of equipment on board pumps generators' ventilation systems is a potential noise source. On the Yasen, components are designed to be ultra-quiet and mounted on sound-dampening foundations. The outer hull is covered in extensive anechoic tiles. These thick rubbery tiles do two things. First, they absorb active sonar pings. Second, they dampen internal sounds. Instead of a noisy propeller, the Yasen uses a pump jet propulsor. A pump jet is much quieter than a conventional propeller, especially at speed, making it harder for enemy sonar to classify and identify the submarine. A silent submarine is a threat, but a silent and heavily armed submarine is a strategic game-changer. The Yasen-Class possesses a truly formidable arsenal, one of the most heavily armed submarines in the world. Its armament is split between torpedo tubes and a powerful vertical launch missile battery. 10 533mm torpedo tubes are located amidships. Those tubes can launch a variety of weapons: heavyweight torpedoes for engaging enemy submarines, heavyweight torpedoes for striking surface ships, anti-submarine missiles, naval mines. The real knockout punch is the vertical launch system. Positioned behind the sail, the Yasen M variant has 8 vertical launch silos. Each silo can hold multiple cruise missiles. They can carry the P-800 Onyx supersonic anti-ship missiles, designed to kill aircraft carriers. They can also carry the Kaliber family of missiles. Kaliber includes a land attack variant with a range over 1,500 km, allowing strikes far inland with conventional or nuclear warheads. Recently, the Yasen became the first sub to field the Zircon hypersonic missile, a quantum leap in missile technology, traveling in excess of Mach 8, virtually impossible for current air defenses to intercept. A quiet submarine armed with Zircon creates an unprecedented threat, making the Yasen a weapon of immense influence and power. The Yasen-class submarine is a key instrument of Russia's foreign policy and military strategy. Its primary mission is to reassert Russian naval power on a global scale. These submarines are designed for long-range blue water operations, far from their home bases in the Arctic and the Pacific. One of their key roles is to hunt and hold at risk the most valuable assets of potential adversaries: aircraft carriers, ballistic missile submarines. By posing a credible threat to these strategic platforms, the Yasen complicates enemy naval planning and creates a powerful deterrent. Another critical mission is strategic intelligence gathering. With its advanced sonar suite and stealth, a Yasen can covertly shadow other naval vessels. Listen to underwater communications map the seabed in sensitive areas. It can monitor naval exercises, test enemy anti-submarine warfare capabilities, collect valuable electronic intelligence, all while remaining completely undetected. The Yasen also serves as a secure and survivable second strike platform. Russia's SSBNs form the core of its nuclear deterrent, but the Yasen can launch long-range, nuclear-capable Kaliber cruise missiles as an additional flexible layer. Because they are so quiet and hard to track, multiple Yasen patrols would ensure retaliation even if land-based systems were destroyed. Even without firing a shot, the Yasen is a constant, silent presence that reshapes the geopolitical map. The emergence of the Yasen-class has not gone unnoticed in naval intelligence circles and strategic commands across the West. Viewed with professional respect and deep concern, the United States Navy in particular has openly acknowledged the challenge posed by the Severodvinsk and its sister ships. High-ranking officials say they're facing tough competitors and that the acoustic advantage they once took for granted is shrinking. This admission has triggered a significant response aimed at regaining the underwater edge. The primary response has been a renewed investment in anti-submarine warfare capabilities. This includes developing more sensitive sonar systems for ship submarines and underwater listening arrays like the Sound Surveillance System, or SOSUS. There is a major push to develop advanced algorithms and artificial intelligence to help sonar operators sift through the ocean's noise and detect the faint signatures of ultra-quiet submarines. The P-8 Poseidon maritime patrol aircraft, packed with sophisticated sensors, is being deployed in greater numbers to hunt for these elusive targets from the air. There is also a renewed focus on submarine warfare. The United States Navy is ensuring its Virginia-class submarines are equipped with the latest technology to track and, if necessary, engage advanced adversaries like the Yasen. New torpedoes and unmanned underwater vehicles are being developed to extend the reach and sensing capabilities of friendly submarines. The game of cat and mouse is becoming more complex, with autonomous drones and networked sensors poised to become the next evolution in this silent contest. Ultimately, the Yasen has spurred a new arms race in the undersea domain. The level of stealth achieved by the Russian design has set a new benchmark. It has forced Western navies to accelerate their own research and development programs for the next generation of submarines, which will have to be even quieter and more capable. The future of warfare isn't just in the skies or in cyberspace. It's also in the cold, dark, increasingly contested silence of the deep.